Hey guys, it's Run from Makeup by Run, and if you want to see my review on the Sigma Makeup Premium Brush Set, stay tuned for more. So I'm back with another review, and today I will be reviewing the Sigma Premium Brush Set. And this review has taken me actually a couple of weeks to do because I want it to be really thorough. I've used this brush set multiple times, and I've like shampooed and conditioned it like at least 3 to 4 times, used brush cleanser on it multiple times. I've used it actually in a couple of my tutorials, such as my Kim K look and some other videos that you can also watch to see how they perform. But I really like this set, and I'm going to give you my completely honest review, both pros and cons, so that you guys can make your own decision and see whether or not you are interested in purchasing this set. Now let me start off by saying that I have reviewed already the Sigma Professional set, the original, and I really liked it. I use it on my clients all the time. I love how it's a complete brush set, so I don't have to worry about packing extra items. And I've done a review and giveaways already on that, so you can look through my videos if you're interested in the original set. But after doing the original set, Sigma came out with the premium set to do more specialized advanced brushes that were lacking in the professional set. So if you're a beginner, I definitely would say start out with the professional set, the original, because it has everything you need to do a look. Once you want to start stepping up your game, if you're getting into pro makeup artistry, or if you just are getting into more advanced techniques, it's a really good idea to also get the premium brush set. Now, when I do a look, I actually use brushes from both sets just because I think you need both. But I was really excited about this set because it has a lot of brushes actually that I don't have in my kit at all. So they were new to me, as well as some repeats, but still good. So I'm going to go through and tell you about my experience with the set. And let's start off by saying that when I first got it, it came in the original Sigma roll. So I actually like having these rolls because they keep the brushes safe and clean. And sometimes when I do gigs for like single clients, like I'll just pack the one roll instead of my big brush apron. So I find that that's convenient. Or if I want to use this on my own and I'm traveling, it's really good. But the Sigma brush roll is always really nice, and it's just like a high quality material, so it keeps everything in check. And they all come with these protective sleeves like this. Each brush comes with one. So what I did was I first washed them, and then I noticed that after I washed them, the brushes weren't really keeping their shape. Like this is supposed to be very domed, and when I washed it, it was like that. Then I got a message from Simone at Sigma, and she was like, make sure to wash them and then let them dry in the sleeves. So when I did that the second time, it really made such a huge difference. Like everything was way more tapered like it's supposed to be. And I definitely recommend that if you're washing them, keep them in the sleeve. And if you really want the brushes to be very crisp and not like fluffed out, keep them in the sleeves while you're not using them. It makes a huge difference. So I wash this about 3 to 4 times with shampoo and conditioner, which is what I do with all my brushes. And it was okay. I noticed how the face brushes did shed. So that was a little bit of a concern of mine because there was significant shedding on like some of the bigger face brushes, like even this brush. Do you see how it has something coming out right here? Yeah, so that's like that. So I'm hoping that this kind of cuts down on the shedding over time. I don't really have an issue when I'm applying it with my makeup, but when I washed it, I did notice more than average shedding with the face brushes. The eye brushes, on the other hand, they didn't shed at all. So it wasn't really a detriment to my makeup application, but it is something that I did notice, and it was more prone to the face brushes. So brushes do tend to shed over time, and it kind of, you know, they kind of average it out to when you use them a lot, they don't shed as much. So I'm hoping that's what is going to go on with this set. So let me go into the different brushes. So first you have the SS134. This is a big fluffy brush. It's meant to be a bronzer brush, but I don't use it as bronzer. I use it for powder because it's really big, or because it's very thick and dense, it would make a great body buffer brush. Like if you're applying body makeup or shimmer or something, it's big, so it'll cover up larger body surface. So that's what I like this brush for. It's very, very soft, and it's like kind of shorter, so you get more, you know, of a heavier application. Then you have the SS138, and Matt came out with one that looked like this. It's like the tulip shaped brush that comes to a point, but I didn't buy it because it was way too expensive and it was a limited edition. So that's why I'm happy that this came out, because I can definitely try it. Now it comes to a point. It's not as pointy as it was probably like as after I first washed it. Oh look, it's shedding it again. This one sheds a lot for some reason, but for some reason it doesn't shed on my face, only when I'm washing it or whatever. But it's supposed to come to a tip more so that's why I said if you have your little sleeves, make sure to keep them in there because it makes such a difference. But this brush is so soft. When I'm putting on makeup with it, it feels like silk, and I really enjoy it. Like, I enjoy my contouring way much more when I use this brush, because I used to use like the angle brushes, like the 168, but this one, it deposits like the color, but since it's a point, it deposits it inside here, and then the taperedness blends out the line. So you'll not get harsh lines with contouring with a darker powder. So that's really great. It also works for all over powder because it's really big. And if you want to do like bronzer and cheek color, it works too. So I really, really like this brush. I just wish that it would stay a little bit more, you know, to a point. But then again, I haven't been following my advice and keeping it in the brush sleeve. But definitely, I'm moving forward. I always washed it and let it dry in the brush sleeve. Then you have your smaller version, which is the SS165. This is more of a precise application of the contour color because it's a mini version. So if you really want like a detailed contour, it works great. The small brush is also awesome for putting powder underneath to second your concealer, and it's great for highlighting the cheekbones, and I also use it for contouring the nose. So it's actually a really handy brush to have. Then you have the SS129, which is like your Avid blush brush. It's a perfect size for the cheeks. I use a brush like this in every single makeup application for my clients for their blush. It's like a must-have brush for me to have something like this. So it works really well. It's very soft. It didn't really shed when I washed it, and it's a good basic brush to have. Then you have the SS192, which is the synthetic, like it's almost like a super large concealer brush. You can use this for multiple reasons. I've been using it to tap on concealer for large areas. Like I have redness on my cheeks, so I usually kind of pat it here, or if I want to be really quick. It's also great for a cheek stain or a cream blush for patting it on. I personally don't really use brushes like this that much, but I've been using them in my tutorials to show you how you can use that if that's what you prefer. There's the SS131. As you can see, it's dirty because I just used it in this makeup look. But this is duo fiber, and it's between a foundation and a blush because it's kind of thick and fluffy, but it's also flat, like a paddle shape. So I actually have two of the MAC versions of these, and I really like using them for my clients for applying like face products like moisturizer and primer, because it covers a lot more area and blends it a lot better than the average foundation brush. You could also use this since it's like the duo fiber for doing the cream blushes and stuff. So this is actually a nice handy brush to have. So let's move on to the face brushes. Let's start off with the eyeliner brush that's sturdy, the SS212. This is the typical flat liner brush. You can use it for so many reasons. Like I truly believe when it comes to brushes, you can use it for whatever purpose as long as it works for you, and you can kind of use a brush at different angles to maneuver it. So this one is typically a flat liner brush. I don't really use it as a liner brush unless I have women or clients who are older, and when you're older your eyelids tend to loosen up, like the skin. So whenever I apply liner to women with a more mature skin, I take a brush like this and I press it into the lash line, like really into the root, because if you apply it like you normally would by taking it and like just drawing it on when their eyes are closed, I'm telling you, when they open their eyes, it'll be like look like it's full of black liner. You can also use this as a brow, for your brows. I actually have half of my brows have been wiped off because I fell asleep earlier. I took a little nap. So I'm gonna apply I wiped it off and then apply some just cork eyeshadow to my brows and show you that it's a nice, it's like dense enough to get your brows, and the flat shape is great for kind of getting the angle that you want. So you could also use this for putting lower lash line color on, because it's a little bit softer, and sometimes like the pencil brush like this, it's a little bit too fluffy to get like a more defined color. So this would be great for getting the lower lash line, and also for setting your waterline with like eyeshadow to make it last longer. Like if you do like a kohl pencil, take a little black eyeshadow and tap it right on top of the waterline. And this brush is soft enough so it won't poke you and be scratchy, and it's also small enough so it won't be like all over the place. So that's a great thing for this brush. So it's good to have these in your kit, SS212. The next liner brush that came with it is the SS210. And all of the liner brushes that I use for gel liner and liquid liner in my kit are ones like this. They're really small ones, so you don't have to worry about like too thick of a line, because when you put too thick of a liner on yourself or on clients, it just kind of ruins the look, especially on clients, and you're like, ugh, it's like, it kind of takes over the eye. So these thin brushes are really good, and I've been using it a lot lately with my gel liner. So this is my eyeliner brush of choice. So we also have this brush right here, the SS214, and I actually have the MAC version of this. They are very, very similar. I think this one is a little bit, tiny bit scratchy when you apply it, so just something to consider. But then again, some of my other expensive brushes like the MAC ones are scratchy. Like the MAC 226 is very scratchy, but I still use it because it works good. So this is great for applying smudging liner. I use it to apply my lower lash line color right here because it's small. I like how it's thin enough to really get into tight corners, and it's dense. So you can really, like I said, you can smudge the eyeliner and get enough control, or you can get, you know, lower lash line color. And if you're in a pinch, because it's a flat shader brush shape, you can even use it to pack on colors when you're doing like a more complex look where you have a lot of colors going on. And you have your lip brush. This is SS316. It's the one that has a little cap like that. And this is actually good because sometimes the ones that are retractable, it's kind of gross because all the gunk gets stuck in there. But you just pop it back on, and then it's the shape of, it's the size of a regular brush. It's a little bit on the loose side, so be careful when you use it. You might want to just kind of hold it in between like that so it doesn't come apart. But it's a good lip brush. When you do like things like red lips, it's really important to have a lip brush. So I use lip brushes on myself and clients all the time, and this is a good one. So that's that. The crease brushes. Now this is my favorite part of this set, and just in general, I love eyeshadow brushes, especially crease brushes. So I was really excited how this came with 3. Now I use all of these, and I'm going to tell you what I like about them and what I use them for. You have your SS226. Here it's more of a pointier crease brush, and it's great for small eyes. And I actually love using it for if I want like the dark color on my outer V, like in the inner part, because that's where a lot of people focus their darkest color. And it fits really good in there, and it's dense, so it will really deposit the color. And then it fits nicely into the crease, and since it's a little bit shorter, a little bit smaller, it will focus color better for you. So I personally think this is an essential crease brush in my kit. I have the MAC, like 3 of the MAC versions, and of course those are limited edition, but the MAC version I have is scratchy, and this one is too, a little bit, just because I think it's the way they're cut. But I still think they're an essential thing to have. This one could be a little bit pointier, like I said, but to solve that problem, just keep it in its sleeve. So that's that. Then you have the SS217. My favorite brush is the MAC one, and this one is just as good. I just really love this kind of brush. It's the crease brush. It's very, very soft. It's dense enough to build color. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's awesome for getting the outer V color and the crease color. So I am in love with this brush. Really, really good. Then you have the SS222, and this is a bigger version of the SS217. It's a little bit fluffier too, so I think this is great for getting an application of crease fade color, like the transition color. It's soft, it's really nice, it's really dense. It doesn't look like the MAC version of the 222 because that one is a lot thinner. This one's kind of like a cross between the 224 and the 222 of the MAC version. But I really like it. It's like a great brush to have for getting more technical eye techniques. So, you know, you have this going on here for the crease transition. You have this for the outer V, and then you have this for the inner part of the outer V. Like, there's a lot you can do that will step up your makeup game. You have your SS195, and this is your tapered concealer brush. And I really like this brush because it's got the tapered edge, which makes it better for getting into areas like right under your brow, like a lot of people put the concealer there. It makes it good for blending out. It makes it good for getting into corners. It's a really good concealer brush. It's stiff enough to get the color on and pack it on. So it performs very well. Last one is SS227. I actually have the MAC version of this, and it's very similar. It's one of those brushes that I got a way long time ago, and it's really good. And it's better than, I use it for more than people would think. It's a really big brush and very dense. So a lot of people just use it for getting the base color of eyeshadow on, like an all over lid color. But this is a perfect brush for if you do like a really dark crease color and then you have your highlight. If you put it right between where your crease color is and the highlight and just buff it like this, you won't get that harsh line, which like is like so not cute, and it kind of screams like need help with blending. So if you take the brush and just blend it over the line where you have the crease color, it will do that fade that everybody loves with eyeshadow. So that's it. That's all the brushes. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I truly believe that the Sigma brushes are really great. People ask me in real life about them because they're like, oh, I don't know, since you do it on videos and you got it for free to review, that you're giving kind of like an inflated impression. But these are really great brushes, and I told you the pros and cons of them, and I truly believe that these are worth getting. The price is reasonable when you break it down. It's actually a lot cheaper to get high quality brushes like these in this set than trying to piecemeal them and getting them individually from other department store brands. So you can check out all of the information on this on my blog. I'll have the pricing and pictures, and I'll break down my pros and cons like I always do at makeupbyrenren.com. You can also find these brushes at sigmamakeup.com. And thank you to Simone and the Sigma Makeup team for sending me these to review. And hopefully we can work together on future giveaways like we always do. It seems like Sigma's really stepping up their game, and I don't see another brush company that's doing it like them. Hopefully they come up with a fan brush, because I love fan brushes, and I think it's the only brush that I'm kind of missing out of their two sets. But yeah, thanks for watching again, and I hope you guys have a great night. Ciao, bellas.